Weekend moto from around the world. First off, Tomac may race some more races before pro motocross. And unfortunately, he says that the medical staff missed his broken fib. And if I look at this, looks broken to me. However, you can make the argument that this was straight before he did a 25-minute moto. I don't know, but he had an interview with Swamp Moto and Don over there and said that he started to believe his broken leg was missed by visiting the Alpenstar medical truck because initially he thought the injury was his ankle, lower than where the injury actually was. So he thinks with a zoomed in look at his ankle, the actual break higher up on his leg was missed. Tomac says it's his own fault, not the medical crew's. I guess you will argue that that's pretty close to the ankle. However, we don't know exactly what kind of equipment that they have there. And I do think that there is potentially some conspiracies out there as far as the betting goes, where these guys can't say if they're hurt or not. But Tomac, I don't believe would have raced if he would have seen this right off the bat. So that is just the facts. And if I move on, I would love to see him race 2025 later, the Super Motocross Championship stuff, the Pro Motocross stuff, and some of the Denver rounds, his hometown race for Supercross. But that's like a month away, and I'm assuming he just had surgery there in Vail. So it's probably going to take 4 to 6 weeks to be good to go. So we'll see Tomac back potentially. And if we just look at some other stuff, you had Sexton having a hero ride, going from last to first. He's still the points leader. We have Arlington this weekend, which is a triple crown, which is cool. He ended up counting the gate, and he made Jason Anderson flitch as well. If I move on to Justin Hill, just sheer gymnastics, being able to jump off the motorcycle and basically just land like a slide. I can't believe he's not injured, but we've seen this a few different times with professional freestylers and racers, is they just have this innate ability to see, oh, this isn't going to end well, I need to eject from the motorcycle, and it ends better not having any suspension, which is mind-boggling, because the average person would just hold on to the sucker as it is endoing, and it would have killed him, because he would have hit that last quad with his front wheel and then just tattooed his face into the ground, and he'd be in a coma, right? Or worse. So it just doesn't do it justice to say that these guys are on another level. They even crash on another level with the ability to just be a professional crasher and you're not getting injured as bad. And speaking of the guy that is professional crash-a-do, is now smack-a-do with what happened with his face. He says that he might have a broken collarbone now and some broken teeth, and he's got a week or so to get all healed up. And with his ACL, like, dude, this dude's tough as nails. Potentially he should have been a UFC athlete rather than a dirt bike racer, because the dude can definitely take a licking. And there's some other FUD out there, which is fear, uncertainty, and doubt, about what's happening with the HRC Honda stuff. And Vince Friese was given a call, and he said, no, I don't want to ride that bike. I don't know if there's any validity into this. However, I don't know. Could you imagine him out front as a roadblock? He definitely would get the whole shots with that HRC bike, but he would be a roadblock and nobody would want to get around him or pass him, which would be kind of scary, but it would give something to watch, right? It's something potentially to bet again. You'd be betting how many people does Vince take out on the HRC Honda. And quick segue, Coach Rob Beams, he's got a YouTube channel. He's got 1,500 videos out there in his playlist. He's got so many, from privateers to beginner training to advanced training to nutrition to recovery to navigating amateur motocross. Make sure you go check out Coach Rob Beams on his YouTube. Just type in Coach Rob and make sure you hit that subscribe button. Sorry, Coach, I hit unsubscribe so that, I could hit the subscribe button so that it looks all cool when you hit this. Well, we have other injured riders here. The Triumph folks. So Styles Robertson underwent surgery on his wrist from one of the injuries that he had at San Diego, so he's not going to be there on the West Coast. Jalik Swoll, he's got an Achilles tendon injury, which is a huge bummer. We know how long that's going to take. Austin Forkner keeps getting smacked, and pretty much Jordan Smith is the only guy to be the leader of the pack on this Triumph motorcycle. And personally, he may be a fan favorite to win this Triple Crown. You know, he's done it before. So we will see what happens there. Some little other tiny little things. Pirelli's got a new mid-soft tire, and truthfully, pretty much everybody's just running Dunlops from, you know, my understanding. So I haven't really tested much with the Pirelli tires. The Michelin stuff's not super bad, but Dunlop is just kind of where it's at. Ironman Raceway, they have a couple GNCCs. They've got their Motocross National. They got the Women's Motocross. They've got the Pro Motocross, and don't forget October. It is the Motocross of Nations. That is going to be a sick race there to have all these SOBs come over and race on our track, right? So I think we may do better because it's just in the United States. We're not as adapt to the venues around the world, but here, being in the backyard, Ironman Raceway, I think is excellent. But this is Johnny Hopper. Make sure you hit that subscribe and notification icon. Till next time, keep it WFO. I did forget that Nate Thrasher did post a picture of his finger, so he's also injured on Star Yamaha, and that thing looks nasty, but he's going to be recovered and ready for the East Coast there in Daytona, which is next weekend.